Hi, Chris Hood here and welcome to this week's tip, and today we're going to be talking about making an offer on a property. So you found your dream house, that's fantastic, or your dream unit, whatever it is, you decided you want to try and buy it. So I'll give you the following tips and hopefully they'll work for you. First of all, if you think the price is fair and reasonable in terms of where you have been looking in the marketplace, then there mightn't be much leeway for any scope on negotiating on the price. But once you have negotiated a price, and by the way, if you do think it's fair value, just buy it. Because if you go to an open house and there's a cast of hundreds behind you, there's a fair chance that someone else in that house will be thinking it's pretty good value too. So if you think it's good value, buy it. Real estate never gets cheaper, it only gets dearer. So the longer you hold on to something, the more expensive it will get, and you'll make some money out of it in the long term. But anyway, given that you've decided to buy the property, you've negotiated a price, you then need to make an offer. You need to make an offer based on how much you're willing to pay for the property, what your deposit is. In other words, how much do you have? 10%? Do you have 5%? How much are you going to be borrowing from the bank? Do you need to make it subject to finance? You may need to do that. You then may need to go and do a pest inspection. So you go and organise a pest inspection to be done. You'll need to do a building inspection. These are going to probably cost you in the realm of about $1,000. So make sure that once your offer has been accepted and you want those conditions put into a contract, organise that with your agent, and when you sign the contract, check to see that those clauses and conditions are in. Now, if you decide you want to buy a property at auction, then that's a whole different matter. You have to have your finance organised. You can't buy subject to all these conditions. It's going to be a straight, clear-cut, unconditional contract. And no calling off if you decide to buy it at auction. So you better make sure it's the property you want and be well organised before you go. But speak to your agent when you want to buy a property. Be clear, be precise on what your terms and conditions are. If you have confidence that the building is in good condition and you're not going to require a building report, it may save you $500. It may also mean the difference of whether or not your offer is accepted. If you've had a good look around, or have a friend or a family member who can have a look around and say, okay, we don't believe there's any pests or anything like that, white ants, a vendor is going to listen to the terms and conditions of an offer very carefully. So if it's only subject to finance and not conditional on pest and building reports, then you've probably got a better chance of your offer being accepted. If it's an unconditional offer, straight, clear-cut unconditional, a vendor might be willing to consider a much reduced price, because it means they're not going to have to be worried and left in limbo as to whether or not their house is sold. So there's a few tips for you. Hope those help. Once again, if you do need any help or advice, just give our office a call on 0260 43 7777. Now, we have been taking you to various sites around town. Today we got a little bit caught up, so we thought we'd bring you a really good site, and that's our office, and there it is. Nicky, give him a pan around. Just give him a little pan around the office there. There you go. Have a look at that. Beautiful. Great camera work here too. Back to me, Nicky. Come on. I'm the star of this show. Righto. There you go. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for having a look, and we'll see you again next week. Cheers.